Hey everyone and welcome to this ICSE board session. In this session, we are going to talk about the sample paper, entire sample paper we are going to solve in this particular session. So stay tuned till the end, watch each and every question, try to understand what type of questions are generally asked in the exam. So we are going to discuss all the way from the starting question till the ending question in this particular session. This is for ICSE mathematics. Okay, so this is a sample paper for 2024 and 2025. We'll start with section A. We'll see the questions. We are also going to see the solution. I'm going to go slowly one by one. I'm going to explain the questions in detail as well. Okay. So the first question is section A, where we are supposed to attempt all the questions, right? Okay. So first question, what does it say? It says choose the correct answer to the questions from the given options. So we'll be having options. This is for 15 marks. The first question says, which of the following are the factors of the polynomial x cube minus 7x minus 6? So a polynomial is given to us. The polynomial is x cube minus 7x minus 6. We are supposed to identify the factors from where? From the options. So let us see the options as well. So here we have 4 options. Correct? Okay. So whenever they are talking about the factors, we are talking about the factor theorem here. So what does factor theorem say? If we have the format of x plus a, so if we have the format of x plus a, then p of minus a is equal to 0. If you get that, then you can say that x plus a is a factor of this particular polynomial, right? So already fx is given. So if I put x as minus 1, that is from this part, instead of 1 I am putting minus 1, what do I get? I get f of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 cube minus 7 into minus 1 minus 6. Basically wherever we have x, we are substituting minus 1, right? So once you solve this further, you're getting 0. Directly the first option itself is giving you the answer. So whenever I am substituting x as minus 1, I am getting 0. That means x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial x cube minus 7x minus 6, right? So very simple and a straightforward question. If you try to put 2, you're not going to get that as 0, because if you see 2 cube is 8, 8 minus 6 is 2, and then 7 to the 14, 2 minus 14 is minus 12. Similarly, if you put plus 1 and if you put plus 3, you're not going to get that as 0. That means the other polynomials here, the other linear polynomials you can say, is not the factor of the given polynomial. Correct? Perfect. Let's continue. Let's have a look at the second question now. So Nishan deposited, so if you see there are 15 questions, we have to attempt all of them. Nishan deposited rupees 500 in the bank's recurring deposit. So this question is based on banking recurring deposit account for 45 months. So N is given as 45. So if the bank pays the interest rate of 5% per annum, find the amount he gets on maturity. So basically we are supposed to find out the maturity value. Correct? We are supposed to find out the maturity value. And we know the formula for the maturity value, right? So firstly, what all things are given to us? Let us see that. Here the principal is given 500 rupees. So we put principal multiplied by, if you remember the formula, this is your N, right? 45 is N. N is number of months. Always remember. N into, then N plus 1. Correct? That is why 45 plus 1. By this is by default 2 into 12. This is there in the formula only, multiplied by R by 100. Correct? This formula we already know. P is the principal. N is the number of months. In the denominator you have 2 into 12. And this is N plus 1 into R by 100. Put the values, get the answer. Now this is not that difficult, because once you put the values here, you have to solve it further. So wherever there is cancellation, keep doing that. Basic math, right? So the final interest that you get is 2156.25 rupees. This is the interest. Please remember, this is the interest. This is not the maturity value. What is the maturity value? Maturity value is principal plus interest, right? Okay. So how much is the sum deposited? The total sum deposited for 45 months. Basically you do P into N. Correct? P is the principal. N is the number of months. So this is the total amount deposited. And this is the interest. So once you add both of them, that will give you the final value. That's it. So the final value that Nishan will get is 24,656 rupees 25 paise. After how many months? After 45 months. That means after keeping the money in the bank for 45 months, this is the money that he's going to receive. Correct? Perfect. So which option is correct, by the way? 24,656. 24,656.25. It's a 1 mark question, but obviously it is slightly lengthy. So make sure that you do it fast. Correct? So please make sure that you solve it very quickly. Okay, because we cannot afford to waste a lot of time here. Perfect. Let's continue further. Let's have a look at the next question now. Question number 3. Find the measure of angle ABC. So figure must be given. Let's see. Okay, so the figure is given. We are supposed to find out the measure of angle ABC. So ABC is over here. First of all, we are given the central angle. The central angle is 164 degrees, right? So this is 164. We know that the measure of the inscribed angle is half the measure of the central angle. So if this is 164, how much will be x? Half of 164. Half of 164 is 82. So this will be 82. And then we know that the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary, right? Supplementary means 180 degrees. So 180 minus 82 is the answer. 180 minus 82 is 98. 98 is the correct answer. Let us see the description for this. See, ADC, that ADC, angle X, is half of AOC. AOC is 164. So ADC will be 82. Correct? Once you get this as 82, then you have the opposite angle which is supplementary. So that gives you x plus y is 180, and then you put x as 82. So 82 plus y is 180. So y will be 180 minus 82, that is 98 degrees. I hope this is clear to all of you. Very simple question. Such type of questions are very easy. If you are able to do this orally, make sure that you do it very quickly, because this is MCQ based question and the calculation is minimal. So you don't have to waste a lot of time in this particular question. Perfect. Let's continue. So let's have a look at a new question now. Let's try to understand the centers of two circles with radii 7 cm and 5 cm are 13 cm apart. Calculate the length of the transverse common tangent. Interesting. So firstly, we need to see the figure. How does it look like? There are two circles with different measure of their radii and they are 13 centimeters apart. That means they are not connected to each other basically. So yeah. See, this is the first circle, this is the second circle. Understand the meaning of the question. What is the meaning of the question? The question says the centers of the two circles with radii 7 cm and 5 cm. So this is 7 cm and this is 5 cm, right? The radii I am talking about. Okay. Now the question says calculate the length of the transverse common segment. So what is the transverse common segment over here? Can I say this MN? MN is the common segment, right? Because there are two circles, but it is common to both of them. We are supposed to calculate the length of that. So what is given? It is already given that the length of AM is 7. What else is given? Now tell me one thing. If this BN is 5, so the radius is 5. So obviously this BN and CM, both of them will be equal. Why they will be equal? Because if you see very carefully, they are going to form a rectangle here. See this. This is a rectangle. So if this is 5, this is also 5. Now once you get this as 5, can I say this will be a total of 12? Correct? So now consider the right angle triangle. Which right angle triangle we are talking about? The right angle triangle ABC. Can I apply Pythagoras theorem here? Observe the triangle. We are talking about this triangle. In this triangle, if I apply Pythagoras theorem, what will I get? AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. Correct? So can I say this BC and CM, BC and MN are equal, right? BC and MN are equal. Why BC and MN are equal? Because they are opposite sides of the rectangle. So you solve that further. You get the length of MN. So mn square is equal to 13 square minus 12 square, correct? So 13 square is 169, 12 square is 144, 169 minus 144 is 25, under root 25 is 5, that means the length of mn is 5. So 5 centimeter is the length of the transverse common segment. Clear, easy, simple. Okay, let's continue. Now this is a simple question. This question says if sin x is equal to 5 by 13, find sec x. So there are 4 options again. From sin to sec, there are multiple ways of doing it. Let us see what they have chosen here. Okay, so sin x is 5 by 13. Basically, we can do it with the help of a right angle triangle. So if I have a right angle triangle and this is 13, which is the hypotenuse, this is 5, which is the opposite side, I can consider this part as theta. So for theta, this is opposite, this is hypotenuse. Can I find out the adjacent side? Yes, this adjacent side will be nothing but hypotenuse square minus opposite square and taking the under root of it. So that gives you under root of 13 square minus 5 square. 13 square is 169, 5 square is 25, correct? So once I take 169 minus 25, I get under root 144 and under root 144 gives me 12. So can I say the adjacent side is 12? So this particular adjacent side is 12. Once I get the adjacent side, now I can find out sec theta. What is the ratio? Sec. We know that sec theta is nothing but hypotenuse by opposite. Okay. What is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 13. Sec is hypotenuse by adjacent, by the way. And then adjacent is 12. Correct? So hypotenuse by adjacent will give me 13 by 12. So 13 by 12 is the correct answer. Please make a note, it is hypotenuse by adjacent, 13 by 12. So the question says, using the direct method, find the mean of the following frequency distribution. We are supposed to find out the mean. Mean is nothing but average. We know how to find out the mean using the frequency distribution, correct? So here it is. So here we have x, here we have f. X is given, f is given, the frequency. We are supposed to find out the mean, right? How do we do that? Firstly, we need to multiply both of them, right? Then only we can take the summation of x into f. Let's do that. So vertically, we'll write down x as it is. We will write down f as it is. X is here, f is here. Then we will take x into f. So 7 into 15, 105. 10 into 12, 120. 13 into 9, 117. 16 into 17, 272. And 20 into 10 is 200. Now here, we need to take the summation. Summation means addition. So let us do that. So summation of f, summation of the frequency first. That is addition of all the frequencies. That gives me 63. Then summation of xf. Addition of all of these. That gives me 814. So once you add the values, that is summation x into f and summation f, now you can find out the mean by direct method. The mean x bar is given by, okay, we have the formula here, let's see. X into f by summation f. Just divide both the values, that's it. So once you divide them, you get 12.92. So 12.92 is the final answer. That is the mean. And that's it. So direct method, what do you need to know? This thing. What all do we need? We need the product of x and f. We need the summation of xf. We need the summation of f. That's it. Easy. Perfect. Let's continue. So the next question says, if you roll a dice, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 3? The question says, if you roll a dice, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 3? So what happens when you roll a dice? When you roll a dice, firstly, you need to know what all possibilities do you have. Correct? 4 options are there, obviously. So whenever you are rolling a dice, can I say the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That is your sample space. So how many elements are there in the sample space? 6. Can I say n of s is 6? So this says n of s, I can write down, is 6. Now how many numbers are greater than 3? 4, 5, 6. So can I say my n of a is 3? Yes. N of s is 6. So what will be the probability? We know that probability of event A will be equal to n of a by n of s, and that is nothing but 3 by 6, and 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2. Correct? So yes, 1 by 2 is the final answer. That is the first question. What is the second question? Second question says, what is the probability of getting an even number? Even number, again there are 3 even numbers, 2, 4, 6. Same thing. The probability is anyways going to be 1 by 2, because here there are 3 numbers. You will take 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2. So the probability is half here, probability is half here. Half is the answer for both of them. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2, option C. Clear? Easy? Simple? Alright, perfect. Let's have a look at a new question. So we are reaching the 9th question now. A very simple one. So matrix A is given 4, 3, minus 1, 2. Matrix B is given 0, 7, minus 3, 2. Matrix C is given 3, 1, 6, minus 2. We are supposed to find A plus B minus C. Correct? Okay. So how do we find A plus B minus C? If the matrix is given to us, and whenever we are supposed to add or subtract the matrices of the same order, make sure that you subtract or add the corresponding element. So you have 4, you have 0, you have 3. So what you will do? You will add the corresponding elements, right? That is, you will add 4 with 0 and then subtract 3. 4 plus 0 minus 3. Similarly, 3 plus 7 minus 1. Similarly, minus 1 minus 3 and then minus 6 and then 2 plus 2 minus 2. Let's make it plus 2. So that is correct. That's it. You solve it. 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 plus 7 is 10. Minus 1 is 9. This is minus 10 and this is 6. So check which option is correct. Option B, isn't it? Yes, option B is correct. Simple and straightforward. Again, I repeat, add the corresponding elements or subtract the corresponding elements depending on the question. Matrix C was supposed to be subtracted, that is why minus is over here, and matrix B was supposed to be added, so plus is over here. That's it. Easy? Okay. Now let's have a look at a new question. It says, if A is to B, the ratio is given, A is to B is 4 is to 7. Then we are supposed to find out 3A minus 5B is to 7A plus 4B. And then there are some options given. 4 options are given, right? Okay. So A is to B is given as 4 is to 7. So whenever the ratio is given, we take the common multiple, right? We take the so let the common multiple be x, right? So if I take the common multiple as x, can I say A will be 4x and B will be 7x. So A is 4x, B is 7x. This is clear. Now 3A minus 5B. So 3A, that is 3 into 4x, minus 5B, that is 5 into 7x. So let us put the values. That will give you 3 into 4x minus 5 into 7x by 7 into 4x plus 4 into 7x. So this gives you 12x minus 35x by 28x plus 28x. 12 minus 35 is minus 23. 28 plus 28 is 56. So you get minus 23 by 56. So minus 23 is to 56 is the final answer. Okay, so option A is the correct option. Clear, easy, very simple, perfect. Let's continue. Let's have a look at a new question now. It says the SGST, that is State Goods and Service Tax, paid by a customer to the shopkeeper for an article which is priced at rupees 600 is 18 rupees. Then the rate of GST is how much? Rate of GST. When they are talking about rate of GST, they are talking about the percentage of GST. Now tell me one thing, SGST is 18 rupees. Then how much will be CGST? That is Central Goods and Service Tax. That will also be 18 rupees. So can I say SGST and CGST, both of them are equal and both of them are 18 rupees, and 18 plus 18 gives me 36. That means 36 rupees is the total GST out of 600 rupees. So just find out 36 by 600 multiplied by 100, correct? So 6 ones are 6 6. So 6% is the answer. They have done it in a different way. They have calculated the percentage of SGST, then they'll add the percentage of CGST. So ideally they should get 3 here. Let us see. So X% of 600 is 18. So X is 3, correct? Now what is the meaning of X is 3? X is 3 means the rate of SGST is 3%. Now if the rate of SGST is 3%, what will be the rate of CGST? Always remember CGST and SGST are the same, correct? Okay, so we have it here. SGST is 3%, CGST is 3%, total is 3% plus 3%, and that gives you 6%. Clear and simple, very easy. So 6% is the final answer. Perfect. Shall we continue further? Yes, let's have a look at a new question now. Okay, so the question says, Ritu buys 200 shares at 80 rupees and rupees 20 premium in a company paying 12% dividend. Then find the annual income. So basically we are supposed to find out the annual income. The annual income will depend on the rate of dividend that is paid by the company. So firstly we need to understand, Ritu is purchasing 200 shares at 80 rupees and rupees 20 premium in a company paying 12% dividend. So firstly, how many shares are purchased? The number of shares purchased are 200, correct? What is the dividend? The dividend paid is 12%. So whenever you get the dividend on the market price, which is the price here, that is 80 rupees. You're not going to get it on 80 plus 20, 100 rupees, right? You're going to get the dividend on 80 rupees. That's it, you solve this further. 2 zeros gets cancelled, right? And then 2 into 8 is 16, 16 into 12 is 192, you have a 0 there, you get 1920. Always remember, this is just to confuse you, because many children they add, because the premium is at a costlier rate. So don't add the values here, that is 80 plus 20, 100, and then you get it at 100 rupees. Basically, Ritu is purchasing 200 shares, that's okay, at rupees 80 and 20 premium, so ideal price of the share is 100 rupees, but when you talk about the annual income or the dividend paid, the dividend will be paid on this price only, correct? Okay. Let's have a look at a new question now. Solve the following quadratic equation and find the roots. This is a very simple question. We are supposed to solve the quadratic equation. So how do we solve a quadratic equation? To solve a quadratic equation, firstly, we can use factorization method. We'll multiply the first term with the last term. That is, we're going to multiply 2 with minus 3. That gives you minus 6. Then in the middle, you have minus 1. Correct? And then 4 options are given. So here we have 2x square minus x minus 3 is equal to 0. So let us split it. Firstly, you have 2 into minus 3, which is minus 6. Middle term is minus 1. So can I split it as minus 3 and plus 2? Because minus 3 into plus 2 is minus 6. And minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. So further you get this 2x square plus 2x minus 3x minus 3 is equal to 0. And then from here you can take 2x common, you get x plus 1. From here you can take 3 common, you get x plus 1. Again you can take x plus 1 common. So you get x plus 1 into 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So two values, x will be equal to minus 1 and x will be equal to 3 by 2. So where is it? Minus 1, 3 by 2, the order does not matter, so option A is correct. Option A is correct. Easy. Perfect. So let's have a look at the 14th question. We are supposed to find out the equation of the line which is parallel to the line 2y is equal to 3x minus 7 and passes through the point minus 4 comma 11. So the line is already given. 2y is equal to 3x minus 7. So if I divide by 2 throughout, can I say y is equal to 3 by 2x minus 7 by 2? And if I compare this with y is equal to mx plus c, can I say m will be equal to 3 by 2? So the slope of this line is 3 by 2. So we know that the slope of the line parallel to this line is also 3 by 2. So slope is how much? Slope is 3 by 2, which is given by m. So m is 3 by 2. Correct? And what is the point? The point here is given as minus 4 comma 11. So I can take this as x1 y1. Isn't it? x1 y1 is minus 4 comma 11. So what is the formula by slope point form? Y minus y1 is equal to m in the bracket x minus x1. So y minus y1, that is 11, is equal to m. M is 3 by 2 in the bracket x minus x1 is minus 4. Correct? So 2 gets cross multiplied. So 2y minus 22 is equal to 3 into x plus 4. So 2y minus 22 is equal to 3x plus 12. Correct? So ultimately you solve this further. You are going to get 3x minus 2y and this is plus 34 is equal to 0. So this is the required equation of the line. Passing through the line, 2y is equal to 3x minus 7 and passing through the point parallel to the line 2y is equal to 3x minus 7 and passing through the point minus 4 comma 11. So this is the correct answer for this particular question. But if I slightly change the question, tweak it, understand, if I just remove this and if I take y is equal to 3x minus 7, then let us see the solution. So I am taking y is equal to 3x minus 7, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So m will be 3 directly. I don't have to divide by 2. And we know that parallel lines have same slope. So the line which is parallel also have the same slope, which is 3. And it passes through this point. We know that by slope intercept form y is equal to mx plus c. Correct? By slope intercept form y is equal to mx plus c. So y is 11 and x is minus 4. You put it here. You put x and y, that is minus 4 and 11. We'll start with 11 and then comes minus 4. So 11 is equal to m into minus 4, m is 3 plus c. You'll get the value of c here. The value of c is 23. Once you get the value of c here, y is equal to mx plus c, put it back there. Y is equal to mx plus c, right? Y is equal to mx plus c. C is 23 and this m is 3. So y is equal to 3x plus 23, that is your final answer. And that was there in the options. So the options were according to y is equal to 3x minus 7. But if you have y is equal to 2y is equal to 3x minus 7, in that case you can refer to this. Perfect. Let's continue. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says, if the replacement set is the set of natural numbers n, find the solution set for 3x minus 4 greater than 5. So we are supposed to find out the solution set for 3x minus 4 greater than 5, where the replacement set is a set of natural numbers n and 4 options are given, correct? Okay. So 3x minus 4 is greater than 5. This you already have. If I transpose minus 5 to the other side, can I say 3x is greater than 5 plus 4? So 3x is greater than 9. So x will be greater than 9 divided by 3. I can divide by 3 on both the sides, right? So x is greater than 3. So once I get x greater than 3, x is greater than 3, right? So greater than 3, and I have natural numbers. So I'll start with 4, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. So this is what I get, correct? So this is the solution set. So which option is correct? This, right? Anyways, option D can never come because they're talking about natural numbers. So some options already get eliminated naturally, right? So let's have a look at a new question now. It says factorize the polynomial. So we already have a polynomial x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3. We are supposed to factorize this. That means this question is based on factor theorem. But here the power is 3. So definitely we cannot split the middle term. There are multiple ways of doing this. The easiest way would be you already pick up the common factors from the first two terms and the last two terms. That is one of the ways of doing it. Let us see if that works for us. If that does not work, then we will go for the long division method. Okay, so we have x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3. So from the first two terms, can I take x square common? Yes. So what will remain inside? I get x plus 3. From the last two terms, can I take minus 1 common? Yes. I get x plus 3. So this is further equal to x plus 3 multiplied by x square minus 1, and then this is equal to x plus 3 multiplied by, now this is x square minus 1. Can I write down x square minus 1 as x square minus 1 square? Same thing, right? And what is a square minus b square? We know that a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So can I say this becomes x plus 1 into x minus 1, correct? And that's it. We've got all the three factors. Such a simple question was asked for 4 marks, isn't it? See, x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 1. What is the other way of doing it? The other way of doing it is trial and error method. So what do we generally do in trial and error method? We choose the last term. The last term is 3. We write down all the factors of 3, the positive and negative factors. So plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3. Then we keep on putting 1 here, minus 1 here, and even if we get one of the factors, like if you put 1 here, if I put 1, I'm going to get this as 0. So p of x will be 0 when I put 1. That means x minus 1 is the factor by factor theorem. And then you go for division. That is, you keep the polynomial here, take x minus 1 here, keep dividing, and then ultimately you're going to drop down to 2 factors, which are the other 2 factors, that is x plus 3 and x plus 1. You'll get it here. See, basically you're going to get a quadratic here, and that quadratic can be further split into 2 parts. So that's it. That's how you can do it. So if you see, this question was asked for 4 marks. Let's have a look at a new question now. It says, given a line segment AB joining the points A and B, we are supposed to find the ratio in which AB is divided by the y-axis. Such type of questions are very important. Either you will have such type of question divided by the y-axis, or they'll tell you that a line segment is divided by the x-axis. That completely depends, either x-axis or either y-axis. Then find the coordinates of the point of intersection. We are also supposed to find out the coordinates of the point of intersection. So this was again asked for 4 marks. Again a very simple question. Basically 2 marks for the first part, 2 marks for the second part. So let's begin with it. So firstly we are given with a line segment. Always remember there is a line segment. I'm just drawing a figure for your reference. So please have a look at the figure. So there is A, there is B. What is A? A is minus 3, 8. What is B? B is 6, minus 10. The ratio in which AB is divided by the y-axis. So this AB is divided by a y-axis. That means we have a vertical line y-axis. And then this is some point. That point can be any point. Say for example point P. And always remember any point on the y-axis will have the x coordinate 0. So that will start with 0, y. Correct? And then we have the ratios. So basically this is M1 and this is M2. The first part is M1, the second part is M2. And then we know the formula. What is x? X is given by M1 x2 plus M2 x1 by M1 plus M2. And y is given by M1 y2 plus M2 y1 by M1 plus M2. So from here, what I can do is, I can put the values M1 into 6 minus 3 into M2 by M1 plus M2, and y is equal to minus 10 into M1 plus 8 into M2 by M1 plus M2. Always remember, take this part. That is, you put x as 0 now. Once you put x as 0, so this gets equated with 0. So M1 plus M2 will go on the other side, anyways it is going to become 0. So you get 6M1 minus 3M2 is equal to 0. Take 3M2 on the other side. So you get 6M1 is equal to 3M2. So further you get M1 by M2 is equal to 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2. That's it. So the ratio is 1:2. Correct? So first ratio we got 1:2. And then now what you can do is, you can put it back over here. That is, see, this is the ratio, right? So I'm taking the common multiple as k. So M1 will be 1k, M2 will be 2k. The actual values of M1 and M2 will be 1k and 2k. So wherever I have M1, I'll put 1k. Wherever I have M2, I'll put 2k. Put the values. And after putting the values, anyways, this x is 0. This x is 0, right? So x is 0 and y, if you see this part, let me just explain this part to you. Minus 10 into k is minus 10k. 8 into 2k, 16k. So you have minus 10k plus 16k divided by 3k, correct? So this is 6k divided by 3k, which is equal to 2k. And k will get cancelled, that is equal to 2. So ultimately you get x as 0 and y as 2. That means the point of intersection is 0, 2. Which point of intersection we are talking about? The initial figure that I have drawn. If you see the initial figure, this particular point P is 0, 2. That's it. A question asked for 4 marks, such a simple question. Just make sure you don't make mistake in the signs, otherwise everything else is simple, right? Okay, let's continue. So we have a new question now. Question number 2. We're supposed to find out the value of angle A, angle B, angle C. From where? From the figure. So let us see the figure as well. Very easy question again. So in triangle ACE, we have 3 angles. First angle is this angle A, second angle is this angle C, and the third angle is angle AEC. So what will be angle AEC? Angle AEC, basically this angle AEC is going to be 180 minus the remaining 2 angles, correct? So angle AEC is equal to 180 minus 43 minus 62. Solve it further. 43 and 62, you can add, it is 105. 180 minus 105 is 75. So you get angle AEC. Let me just write it here. This is 75. Now tell me, once you get this angle E, what is the use of that? Anyways, they did not tell us to find out angle E. But that was needed because if you see, there is a cyclic quadrilateral. Where is the cyclic quadrilateral? If I just draw the circle once again, and then here, what do we have? We have A, here we have B, here we have D, and here we have E, right? And this angle B is nothing but my small a. And this angle C is something that I got right now, which is 75. So can I find out A? Yes. How do I find out A? I know that opposite angles are supplementary. So A plus 75 is 180. So can I say A will be equal to 180 minus 75, that is 105 degrees, correct? So 105 degrees is the value for angle A. So that is exactly solved here further. So I'm not explaining this part to you. A we directly got 105. Now understand. This is 105. Okay, now let us choose the triangle once again. So here, if I take this particular triangle, that is A, B and C, this A is 62, B is A, which is already calculated 105, and this C is nothing but C. So can I find out C now? It is very simple, isn't it? Angle sum property of triangle. 62 plus 105, just do that and then solve it. 62 plus 105 is 167, 180 minus 167 is 13. So can I say angle C is 13 degrees, correct? Now angle C is 13. Now what you can do is, you can pick up triangle DEF. Understand, I'm talking about triangle DEF. DEF. This is 13 degrees, correct? Angle B, where is angle B? Angle B is over here, which we don't know. But this angle we already know, right? This was 75. So tell me one thing. If here I have 75, what will be this angle? Angle in linear pair. Can I say this will be 105? Directly also I would have got it. This A will be replicated over here, because we know that exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to its opposite interior angle. Exterior angle for cyclic is equal to opposite interior, because if you see a cyclic quadrilateral in the previous slide, this exterior angle will be A. We have studied this property. Okay, anyways, this is 105, this is 13. Now I don't think I need to tell you further, because you can directly apply angle sum property. This is 13, this is 105. Can you find out this D, which is given as B? So yes, 105 plus 13 is 118. And then once you solve it, you get 62. This is 118. So 180 minus 118 is 62, and B is 62 degrees. Correct? So in this way, we have easily found out the values which are given. And see, this question was asked for 4 marks. Again, such a simple question. Provided you know the basics of circles here and the properties of cyclic quadrilateral and angle sum property of a triangle. Correct? Okay, let's have a look at a new question now. This is question 3, and it is based on, in fact, AP, GP both. So the first term is 4. Again, this is asked for 4 marks, but trust me, this is very simple. Formula oriented, very easy, straightforward questions. 1 mark for the first one, 1 mark for the second one, and 2 marks for the third one, slightly lengthier. Okay. So it is given that the first term is 4. First term means A is 4, right? So A is 4. Find the following. The 27th term of the AP. 27th term, that is, we're supposed to find out T27. If D is 5, the common difference D is 5. Can we focus on the first part first? Yes, let's do that. So A is 4 and D is 5. So how do we find out the nth term of the AP? Formula, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Correct? Let us use that. Tn or an, same thing. So a27 is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Wherever I have n, I'll put 27. So that gives me 4 plus 27 minus 1 into 5. A is 4, n is 27. So that gives you further 4 plus 26 into 5. 26 into 5 is 130, 4 plus 130 is 134. So can I say the 27th term is 134. Clear? First question easy, done and dusted, 1 mark. Second is 9th term of the GP if R is 4. R is the common ratio. What is the formula for GP? A into R raised to n minus 1. That is your AN. Correct? Let's do that. AN or TN doesn't matter. So T9 is A into R raised to n minus 1. So that is 4 into 4 raised to 9 minus 1. That is ultimately going to give you 4 raised to 9. Correct? And then you have to multiply 4 9 times. Yeah, that is what you need to do. And you get 2,62,144. 4 raised to 9 means what? Like this 9 times. And how did you get to this step directly? I hope this is clear because we have done this directly, but this is 4 into 4 raised to 8, right? And then laws of indices, the powers gets added. 1 plus 8 is 9. So that's how you get it. Perfect. Then second part is done. The third part says the sum. Sum means Sn. So here we are supposed to find out S56, right? With the common difference of 7. So the difference is 7. And we are supposed to find out S56. So what is the formula for Sn? Formula for Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So Sn, that is S56 will be 56 by 2, 2 into a. 2 into a means 2 into 4 plus 56 minus 1 into d. D is 7. Clearly they are saying d is 7. Put the values. This becomes 28. 4 2s are 8. 56 minus 1 is 55 and this is 7. So that gives you 28 and 8 plus 385. So 28 multiplied by 393, that gives you 11,004. That's it. You got all the three values. 11,004, 2,62,144. So this will be asked for 2 marks basically, and the other one are for 1 mark each. I hope this is clear to all of you. Very simple, very easy, straightforward questions, right? Perfect. Let's continue further. The next question says find the following. We're supposed to find out the volume. We're also supposed to find the weight of the shape. If it is a solid and made up of a material with density is given. So definitely we need to know the relation between density, volume and mass, right? So density is mass by volume, which we already know. Anyways, this was asked for 4 marks. Volume of the shape. Which shape? Figure must be given. So yes, this figure is given. So can I say this is a combination this is hemisphere. The middle part is cylinder and this part is cone. So cone, cylinder, hemisphere, 3 parts. We're supposed to find out the volume of this entire shape. So how do we find out the volume? Volume is addition of all 3. That is volume of the cone plus volume of cylinder plus volume of hemisphere. So let us do that. So volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. What is the radius? The radius will be 5. What is the height? Height of the cone is 7. So volume of the cone will be 1 by 3 pi. Pi is 22 by 7 into r square. R square means radius square, 5 into 5 into h. H is the height, which is 7. So the volume of the cone is 22 into 5 square is 25 by 3, and then you can keep it as it is, 553 cubic centimeter. So cone is done, this part. Now let's move on to finding out the volume of cylinder, this part. What is the formula? Volume of cylinder is pi r square h, that is 22 by 7, into r square, that is 5 square, into h. H is 10. So that gives you 22 by 7 into 25 into 10. So 22 into 25 into 10, and that gives you 5500 by 7. Let's keep it aside. And then we have the hemisphere, correct? So how do we find out the volume of the hemisphere? 2 by 3 pi r cube, we need only r, and we already have r is 5, let us do that. So 2 by 3, 22 by 7 into 5 cube is 125, and then once you solve this further, this is 22 as it is, and 5 2s are 10, and then 5 cube is 5 square is 25. So that is how they have taken it. That's okay, doesn't matter. This is volume of hemisphere, that is 5500 by 21. Add them, that will give you the total volume. So let's add. So once you add all the three values, you can take the LCM in the denominator. The LCM is 21. Here you need to multiply by 7. Here you need to multiply by 3. Add it. This is what you get. This is the total volume. Volume is done. This is not divisible further, so you'll get it in decimal. If you want, you can divide it further. That's not a problem. Now we know that mass is equal to density into volume. You have the volume. Do you have the density? Let us check. Okay, density is also there, 10.5. Density is there. So mass is density into volume. Density is 10.5. Volume is 25,850 by 21. This can be written as 105 by 10. Correct, this can be written as 105 by 10, and you solve it further. So 21 1s are, 21 5s are, cancellation will be possible. And then you get the mass of that particular object. The total mass is 12,925 grams. Easy, simple. So 12,925 is the final answer. And if you want to convert it into kgs, you can also write it as 12.925 kilograms, right? Perfect. Let's have a look at a new question now. It says use a graph sheet for this question. Take 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit along both x and y axis. And this is a question based on reflection. Always remember, you'll always get one question based on reflection chapter. Sometimes they even ask you a question for 5 marks. So plot the following points. So firstly, we are supposed to plot the points. See, looking at this, you should be able to identify the quadrants immediately, right? This lies on the y-axis, this lies on the x-axis, this lies on the x-axis, this lies in the fourth quadrant. Okay. See, this is asked for 5 marks, by the way. So, all the points we are plotting. Which all the points? 0, 5, 3, 0, 1, 0, 1, minus 5. So, only 1, minus 5 is over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is 1, minus 5. Rest of the points are here. That is A, 0, 5, B, C, and then D. These were the 4 points. That is done with your, that is your answer to the first question. This is done. Now if I move back, understand, reflect BCD on the y-axis. BCD on the y-axis. So B will come here, becomes B dash. If it is 3, 0, it becomes minus 3 comma 0. This is the reflection of B, that is minus 3 comma 0. Reflection of C will come over here, that is C dash, correct? And what else? So reflection of B, C and D. D is over here, reflection will come over here. Why? Because the mirror is y-axis. This is our mirror, correct? So if the object is on the right, the mirror will form on the left. Okay, the first two questions are done. Third is write down the coordinates of B dash, C dash, D dash. Okay, can we do it here? B dash, C dash, D dash. B dash is minus 3 comma 0. C dash is minus 1 comma 0. And D dash is minus 1 comma minus 5. So this is B dash, C dash, D dash, correct? Now it says join the points, join all the points A, B, C, D, D dash, C dash, B dash, A in order. So the last part says just join all the points and see what do you get. It is anyways joined, so A, B, C, D. Then D dash, C dash, B dash, A, right? And that is how you get arrowhead. So yes, you get a arrowhead that is formed. 5 mark question, simple question based on reflection. Either they'll tell you to reflect the points under y-axis or they'll tell you to reflect the point under x-axis. That completely depends on the question, right? Let's continue further. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says solve for x using the properties of proportion. So you have 2x plus under root of 4x square minus 1 by 2x minus under root of 4x square minus 1 is equal to 4. So always remember, this type of questions are resolved with the help of componendo dividendo. So we're going to use componendo dividendo to resolve this. Okay. So this is given. See, basically you are given with A by B is equal to C by D. How C by D? You can write down 4 as 4 by 1. So this entire part is your A, this entire part is your B. So what you do? You apply componendo dividendo. How do you apply that? A plus B by A minus B is equal to C plus D by C minus D. Correct? Let us do that. So A plus B. So this is A plus B. Again A minus B is equal to, on the right hand side, C plus D, 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1, basic. So once you solve this, on the numerator the second term gets cancelled, plus minus, and in the denominator the first term will get cancelled, and this minus minus will become plus. So if you see, so 2x and 2x, addition gives you 4x. This is root of 4x square minus 1, this is root of 4x square minus 1. Add them, you get 2 under root 4x square minus 1. And then once you solve this, this is 2 1s are 2 2s are. So 2x by under root of 4x square minus 1 is equal to 5 by 3. Correct? You cross multiply this. So once you cross multiply and square it, or okay, you can square it first. Let's square. That becomes 4x square by 4x square minus 1 is equal to 25 by 9. Cross multiply. So 9 into 4x square is 36x square. Let's not get into the complications of this. Again, apply dividendo. You can directly do this, right? So 9 into 4x square is 36x square is equal to, and this also gets cross multiplied. 25 into 4 is 100x square minus 25. And then you can solve that further. So 36 goes on the other side. So you get 100x square is equal to 100x square minus 36x square. And 25 comes on the other side. So you get 64x square is equal to 25. So x square will be equal to 25 by 64. So x will be equal to plus or minus under root 25 by 64. So that is plus or minus 5 by 8. Anyways, let's see. Even if you apply dividendo, dividendo means what? If you have a by b is equal to c by d, by dividendo, you get a minus b by b is equal to c minus d by d. So you get 4x square minus of this, that is minus 4x square plus 1 by 4x square minus 1 is equal to 25 minus 9 by 9. So that further gives you, this gets cancelled, 1 by 4x square minus 1 is equal to 16 by 9. Then solve it further. Ultimately you're going to get the same thing, right? See. We got the same thing, right? See. We got it in the third step only. If you want to do it, you can do it. That's your choice. But this is also okay. And then you solve this further to take the square root. And the final answer that you get is plus or minus 5 by 3. I hope this is clear to all of you. Very simple, very easy, very straightforward. And let's continue. Okay. So an interesting question, it says, using ruler and compass, construct a regular hexagon. Hexagon, how many sides? Regular hexagon of side 4 centimeter. Of side 4 centimeter. Hence construct a circle circumscribing the hexagon. Construct a circle circumscribing the hexagon. What is the meaning of that? We need to draw a hexagon and then we need to draw a circumscribing circle. That is circle that passes through all the vertices. Circle that passes through all the vertices of the hexagon. Correct? So here it is. So how do we do that? Okay, this is the direct construction. I'll tell you a way of doing it. I'll explain the steps. Are the steps explained here? Okay. The construction is there. I hope you can see the construction. But how do you actually start with? I'm verbally explaining you the steps. First you draw the base. The base AB is 4 centimeter. It is a regular hexagon. What is the meaning of regular? All sides equal. Then each angle is 120 degrees. So draw this 120. Right? This is again 4 centimeter. Cut an arc. See, basically you can draw it like this. Cut an arc of 4 centimeter. Then draw 120. Again cut an arc. So keep doing that. So once you get this hexagon, what will you do? Now you draw two perpendicular bisectors of any two sides. Perpendicular bisector of any two sides. That means we'll draw two arcs like this. Draw a perpendicular. And if I take this as BC, cut an arc. This is also perpendicular bisector. And then you have this point. And once you get this point, just draw a circle. And that is how we have constructed a circle circumscribing a hexagon. I hope this is clear to all of you. Easy, simple and straightforward. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says, from a tower 122 meter high, the angles of depression of two rocks which are in a horizontal line through the base of the tower are 18 degrees and 20 degree 20 minutes. Find the distance between the rocks if they are on the same side of the tower and on the opposite side of the tower. So here we need to understand there are two aspects, same side, opposite side, there are rocks and there is a tower. So suppose this is the tower, this is the tower, then there are two rocks like this, one is on the same side and the second one says on the opposite side. So it looks something like this, and then you draw like this and the angles of depressions are corresponding given, right? And here also angles of depressions, basically the outer part, are given. So have a look at this, correct? So this is the figure. Analyze the figure. From a tower 122 meter high, that means height of the tower is given. The height of the tower is how much? 122 meters. The angles of depressions of two rocks which are in a horizontal line through the base of the tower are 18 degree. So 18 degrees is the angle of depression. Basically angle of depression is on the outer side, but then you get alternate interior angles, it will fall down here only, because if I draw a line like this and then if I take this angle as 18, ultimately this is going to be 18, and the smaller one is 12 degree 20 minutes, so that comes here. Okay, same thing goes here. If I draw a line of horizontal, here is 18, so that drops down here, and this is 12 degrees 20 minutes, that comes here. Perfect. Let's continue. Okay, now let us consider this significant portion as x and the entire portion as y. So entire BD is y. Basically here also AD is x and BD is y. Height is given 122. This is 18. So basically if I consider the triangle, the opposite side is given and the angle is there. I need to find out the adjacent side. So I need to apply tan theta. So can I say in triangle CAD, tan of 18 degrees is CD by AD. So tan 18 is 122 by x. How much is tan 18? Tan 18 from the table of values is 0.3249 is equal to 122 by x. X will be 122 by 0.3249 and that is 375 approximately. Obviously this is approximately equal to 375.50. So this value is 375.50. Correct? Now you take the bigger triangle. Now you take the bigger triangle and see this BD, and this is 12 degree 20 minutes. So again you will have opposite by adjacent. So can I say tan of 12 degree 20 minutes is opposite is 122 by adjacent is y. So tan of 12 degree 20 minutes from the table of values you get 0.2186, that is equal to 122 by y. This will be given to you, you don't have to by heart that. You'll have the table, you have to read that and get the values, right? Now this y, as you know, you can solve it further, right? That is 0.2186 divided by 122 divided by 0.2186, which is nothing but 558.10. So this value is 558.10. This is reverse by the way, 122 by, that's okay, you solve it, I know. But what are we supposed to find out? We are supposed to find out the distance between the rocks. So this is what we are supposed to find out. So basically 558.10, and what was the previous value? 375.50. This was 375.50, correct? So just subtract both of them. So if I subtract the values, if they are on the same side of the tower, I'll have the entire BD minus AD, which is y minus x. Y, as I know, is 558.10, x is 375.50, and the final answer that we get is 182.60 meters when they are on the same side. Rocks are on the same side of the tower. We have to subtract y and x. But what will happen if they are on the opposite side of the tower? Here, y is over here, we already have that, that is 558.10. X we already have 375.50, correct? Now in this case we can add both of them, and once we add them, that is BD plus AD, we get 558.10 plus 375.50, and that gives you 933.60 meters, correct? So that is your final answer. Simple question, straightforward. This was asked for 4 marks. The question was based on application of trigonometry, that is heights and distances. Let's continue further. So let's have a look at a new question now. So question number 5 says, solve the following inequation. Here we have minus 2 plus 10x, then we have 13x plus 10, and we have 24 plus 10x, where x belongs to integers. Whenever we are supposed to solve two inequations, these inequations I can say, take two inequations at a time. That means you take the first two at a time, then the second and third, or the first and third at a time. So let us focus only on taking the first two inequations at a time, that is this part and this part, correct? So here what do I have? I have minus 2 plus 10x is less than equal to 13x plus 10 first part, and the second one, second part and the third part, that is 13x plus 10 is less than equal to 24 plus 10x, correct? Now solve this. Take 10x on the other side, take 10 on the other side. So what do you get? So further you are going to get 10x minus 13x is equal to 10 plus 2. And here also 13x minus 10x is equal to 24 minus 10. This becomes minus 3x is less than equal to 12. And this becomes 3x is less than equal to 14. Correct? So if I divide this by minus 3, the sign will change, because here I have minus. So see, the symbol changes. I am dividing by minus 3. So this becomes x is greater than equal to minus 4. Here the sign will not change. Just divide by 3. X is less than equal to 14 by 3. And x belongs to integers. So 14 by 3, if you see, 14 by 3 is what? 3 4s are 12. So 4 2 by 3. So x is basically less than 4 2 by 3. So it can take 4. So x is greater than equal to 4, less than equal to, greater than equal to minus 4, less than equal to 4. So that's it. From minus 4 we are taking minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, 1, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So basically from minus 4 to 4 we'll take all the values, because this part gives us 4 2 by 3 and this is less than 4 2 by 3. So obviously we can take 4 there. I hope this is clear to all of you. Easy and simple. Let's have a look at a new question now. It says 5 coins were tossed simultaneously 1000 times. So the number of tosses during which 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were obtained are shown in the table below. Basically they are talking about the number of heads. So these are the number of heads obtained. Find the mean number of heads per toss. We are supposed to find out the mean number of heads. So the number of heads that appear 0 times is 38. Number of heads that appeared 1 time is 144. Number of heads that appeared 2 times is 342. Number of heads that appeared 3 times is 287. 4 is 164 and 5 is 25. We are supposed to find out the mean. This is simple now. So, number of heads per toss. Either it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because clearly they are saying 5 coins, correct? 5 coins are tossed. And then number of tosses are here. Firstly, we can assume some mean here. Let this be the mean. This is our assumed mean. Then can we find out ui? Yes. that is 0 minus 2 here, then 1 minus 2 is here, 2 minus 2 is here, 3 minus 2 is here, 4 minus 2 is here, 5 minus 2 is here. This is the deviation basically. And then you find out FIUI, multiply 38 to the 76, 144, 1 are 144, check the signs as well. These two are negative, so here also you have negative. These are positive, 287 into 1, 287, 164 into 2 is 328, 25 into 3 is 75. Add this, subtract this part, you get 470. Then you take the total tosses, no need to add this, already they are saying 1000 times. So 1000. Now what is the formula? The formula is the mean is given by A plus summation FIUI by summation FI, or the total frequency. This is the deviation, by the way. Please remember, this is called as deviation, that is a deflection. Solve it. A is 2 as per our assumption. FIUI is 470. Total is 1000. This gets cancelled. So 0.47, so 2.47, that's it. So 2.47 is the mean, that is the average. Clear? Perfect. Let's have a look at a new question now. It says in the given diagram, ABC is a triangle and BCFD is a parallelogram. Okay, we have a triangle and a parallelogram, both. So ABC is a triangle, BCFD is a parallelogram, AD is to DB. AD is to DB is 3:4. And EF is 12. The value of EF is 12. We are supposed to find out 3 values. AE is to EC. Then we are supposed to find out DE, and then we are supposed to find out BC as well. So DE is question mark, BC is question mark. AE is to EC is simple, right? Why simple? Because we already know some concepts here. That is the concept of basic proportionality theorem as well. So if I take the triangle ABC, it is already given that BCFD is a parallelogram. BCFD is parallelogram. If the lower part is a parallelogram, can I say DF is parallel to BC? DF and BC is parallel. If DF is parallel to BC, can I say DE is also parallel to BC? That is exactly what we have here. But we have to justify that. Directly we cannot write it down, because we need to tell them that okay, this is a parallelogram, these two lines are parallel. That is why DE is parallel to BC. Now, we know by basic proportionality theorem, so this comes from what? This comes from basic proportionality theorem, which is also called as BPT. See, writing all this is very important. That is AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So AE by EC is equal to AD by DB, but AD by DB is already given 3:4. So this will also become 3:4, correct? So AE by EC is 3:4. Now we are supposed to find out DE. Now how do we find out DE? Now understand, AE by EC is equal to DE by EF. Why AE by EC is equal to DE by EF? First understand that. What they are saying is AE by EC is equal to DE by EF. How did we get that? This is a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. So DB is already parallel to FC. Now if DB is parallel to FC, can I say AD is parallel to FC? Yes. So if I pick up these two triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2, can I say this triangle 1 is similar to triangle 2? How? Because if the two lines are parallel and I have a transversal, this angle A is equal to this angle C, correct? And this angle E is equal to this angle E, vertically opposite angles. So I have one pair of alternate interior angles I have vertically opposite angles. So I can say triangle 1 is similar to triangle 2. Now since triangle 1 is similar to triangle 2, can I say AE by EC is equal to DE by EF, and that is exactly what I have here. AE by EC is equal to DE by EF. But DE by EF is already, okay, AE by EC is already 3 by 4. So DE by EF will also be 3 by 4. But EF is already 12. See. So DE by 12 is equal to 3 by 4. 12 goes there. 3 into 12 divided by 4. Solve that further. 9, right? Yeah, 9. So you get 9 centimeter. So this is 9 centimeter. Correct? So now we are supposed to find out the length of BC. So let's focus only on BC here. So as of now, what do we know? Do we have the value of DE? Yes, we have the value of DE, that is 9, right? We have the value of DE. We have the value of EF. So what will be DE plus EF? So what will be DE plus EF? DE plus EF is going to be 9 plus 12, right? That is equal to 21. So if you see the figure again, 9 plus 12, that is 21. But we are already given that it is a parallelogram, right? So opposite sides are equal. So can I say DF is equal to BC? Now can I say DF is equal to BC? Yes, but this itself is DF. DF is 21. So what will be BC? BC will also be 21 centimeter. So we got the value of BC as 21 centimeter. So I hope this part is clear. Because this is 21, this has to be 21. Opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. Clear? Perfect. Let's continue. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says Raj goes to his friend's house, which is 12 kilometers away from his house. He covers half of the distance at the speed of x kilometer per hour and the remaining at x plus 2 kilometer per hour. Please note half distance at x kilometer per hour and the remaining half at x plus 2 kilometer per hour. If he takes 2 hours 30 minutes to cover the whole distance, find the value of x. That means this is the position of Raj and this is the position of his friend's place. He has to go 12 kilometers. So Raj goes to his friend, which is 12 kilometers away. He covers half the distance. So this is half the distance, which is 6 kilometers. This is also half the distance, which is 6 kilometers. At the speed of x kilometer per hour. So the speed of this is x kilometer per hour. The speed of this is increased. That is x plus 2 kilometer per hour. See, this is what, this is distance. This is what, this is speed. This is distance. This is speed. So speed, as we know, is the distance by time. So what will be time? Time will be distance by speed. So the time taken for this will be distance by speed. The time taken for this will be distance by speed. And the total time taken is addition, which is 2 hours 30 minutes, that is 2.5 hours. Because anyways it is in hours, so 30 minutes has to be converted in hours, which is half. And then you can solve this. So see this, Raj covers a distance of 6 meters at x, time is distance by speed, 6 by x. Similarly, remaining is 6 by x plus 2. Total is 2 hours 30 minutes. That is, as I said, 2 1 by 2. But again, if you convert this, 2 to the 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 by 2. So 6 by x plus 6 by x plus 2 is equal to 5 by 2. You can take 6 common, solve this further. Cross multiply. 6 into x plus 2 plus 6 into x is 6x by x into x plus 2 is equal to 5 by 2. This becomes 6x plus 12 plus 6x by x into x plus 2 is equal to 5 by 2. That becomes 12x plus 12 is by x square plus 2x is equal to 5 by 2. 2 goes here, this goes here. 24x plus 24 is equal to 5x square plus 10x. So 5x square minus 14x plus minus 24 is equal to 0. You can either split the middle term or solve this by quadratic equation, quadratic formula. That's your choice. So 5 into 24 is minus 120 and here I have minus 14, right? So you can split it easily. Minus 20 plus 6 minus 20 plus 6. Perfect. Let's solve this further. Take 5 common. Take 6 common. Solve this, solve this. One answer is negative. Speed cannot be negative. And since the speed cannot be negative, the only option left with us is 4. So definitely the speed is 4. So we can say the speed of Raj is 4 km per hour. Speed is 4 km per hour. Easy. Simple question. So the question says construct the less than cumulative frequency curve for the above data using 2 cm is equal to 10 years on one axis and 2 cm is equal to 10 casualties on the other. Okay. So this is the data. So this is the data of years and this is the data of, this is the age group basically, and number of people that are admitted due to accident is given here. So the age group is 5 to 15, 15 to 25, 25 to 35 and so on, and number of casualties are also given here. We are supposed to construct less than cumulative frequency curve. Okay. And we're also going to use a graph sheet to solve this particular problem. And from the graph, we're supposed to determine the median and then we're also supposed to determine the upper quartile. Okay, so a lot of things here and this question is asked for 6 marks, quite obviously because this is a very lengthy question. We're also supposed to draw the graph. We're also supposed to construct a less than type frequency cumulative curve and we're supposed to determine the median from the graph. We're supposed to determine the quartile from the graph as well. That is the upper quartile. That is the 3/4 part. Okay. So firstly, let's focus only on the cumulative frequency. Here the age group is given. Here the number of casualties is given due to accident. And the cumulative frequency is also given. So 6 as it is. Less than 25. Add 6 and 10. That gives you 16. Less than 35. 16 plus 15 is 31, then 31 plus 13 is 44, 44 plus 24 is 68, 68 plus 8 is 76, 76 plus 7 is 83. Correct? Now, to represent the data in the table graphically, we mark the limits of the class interval on the horizontal axis. Class interval, the upper limits of the class interval, upper limits of the class interval. That means this section on the horizontal axis and their corresponding frequencies on the vertical axis. So this is the corresponding frequency. So I'll just give you one example. How do we plot the points? To plot the points, we'll have 15, 6. Then we will have 25, 16. Then 35, 31, 45, 44 and so on. This is how you will have. Okay, so this is given anyways here. Perfect. So let's continue. So here is the graph. Right, here is the graph. I'll repeat again, 15, 6, 25, 16, you can see. 15, 6, 25, 16. Then this is there. And so on. So all these points we are marking, right? This you will do it for sure. There is no problem. And the scale is also here. Correct? Perfect. Now what do we need to do? Now we are supposed to find out the median and the upper quartile, right? So firstly, see what is the total frequency? See, understand. We need to go back to the question again. What is the total frequency? The total frequency, if you add this, 6 plus 10 is 16, 31, 44. Okay, we have done it on the next page as well, I guess. Yeah, the total frequency n is 83. N is 83. So firstly you divide n by 2, right? So since n is 83, you have to divide n by 2. That means you're supposed to break it down into two parts. But can I divide n directly by 2 here? No, because n is odd, and whenever n is odd, we know that the median is given by n plus 1 by 2 term, right? So 83 plus 1 by 2, that is 42nd term. 42nd. 42 is not the median. 42 is not the median. 42nd term is the median. Correct? Now we are going to mark a point A, which is 42 on the y-axis, and draw a line parallel to the x-axis meeting the curve at P. Understand? So this is 42. This is 42. We'll draw a line like this. We'll draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis. And once you get this, now you draw a perpendicular from here. You draw a perpendicular from here. The dotted lines, you can see this dotted lines. And this point that you get between 35 to 45, that is your median. Please make a note of this. So Q is the median and Q is 43. Where is that 43? That is on the x-axis. So median, you get it on the x-axis. Get it on x-axis. This you plot on y-axis. Draw a perpendicular, then drop a perpendicular down. And the point that you get over here is the median. I hope the median part is clear to all of you. So the median is 43. And similarly, how do we find out the upper quartile? See, the first quartile is n plus 1 by 4. The second quartile itself is the midpoint, which is n by 2, right? And then we have the third quartile, that is 3 n plus 1 by 4. So we are supposed to find out this. So again it is easy. N we already know. N is what? N is 83. So 3 into 83 plus 1 by 4, that is 63. So again we will take 63 on the y-axis, right? We'll take 63 on the y-axis. So 63 will be taken over here. Then you draw a line parallel to x, and then you drop a perpendicular. And here whatever you get, that is your median. So between 50 to 55, you're getting the median. So let us see. The median is 52. The median that we get is, sorry, not the median, it's the upper quartile that you get is 52. That is point M. Perfect. So let's have a look at a new question now. Simple question. It says 3 coins are tossed together. Find the probability of getting exactly 2 tails, at most 2 tails, and this is asked for 3 marks. This is a very simple and straightforward question. That means exactly. It should not be less or more. At most means maximum. Maximum 2 tails. Okay. So 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. So obviously you'll have 8 possibilities here, right? Total 8 possibilities. 3 coins are tossed. HHH, HHT, HTH, THH, TTH, THT, HTT, TTT. Correct? 3 coins are tossed. So n of s will be 8. Exactly 2 tails. So how do we get exactly 2 tails? Okay, this is exactly 2 heads by the way, but that's okay. If I have exactly 2 tails, I'll have TTH, HTT, THT. Exactly 2, exactly 2, exactly 2. How many possibilities? 3 possibilities. So the probability will be 3 by 8. Anyways, if you have 2 heads or 2 tails, doesn't matter. The probability is going to be the same. The probability is going to be 3 by 8 only in both the cases. Correct? So here also the probability is 3 by 8. Now at most two tails, understand. At most means what? Maximum. Maximum two tails. That means it can have 0 tails, it can have 1 tail, and it can also have 2 tails. 0 tails, 1 tail, 2 tail. So at most 2 tails. That is, as I said, 0 tail, 1 tail, 2 tail. So what do I get? I get B is equal to, B is a set, 0 tail. That means H, 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 right? 1 tail, H, H, T, H, T, H, T, H, H. 2 tails we already have, H, T, T. Then we have THT and TTH. The only thing that will not have is TTT, because here we have 3 tails and they want maximum 2 tails. So this is n of B will be 7. And if n of B is 7, what will be probability of B? Probability of B is 7 by 8. Correct? That's it. Perfect. The new question says, a vessel in the form of inverted cone is filled with water to its brim, that means completely filled. Its height is 10 centimeter and diameter is 32.4 centimeter. 2 equal solid cones are dropped in it so that they are fully submerged. As a result, 1/3 of the water in the original cone overflows. What is the volume of each of the solid cones submerged? Okay, interesting question. So what is given to us? There is a vessel in the form of inverted cone. It is filled with water up to the brim. So the water is filled up to the brim. Its height is 10 centimeter. So this is the height. This is 10 centimeter. And the diameter is given. The diameter is 32.4 centimeter. So 2 equal solid cones are dropped in it. Right? 2 equal solid cones are dropped in it. That is 2 small cones. And they are fully submerged inside this. 1/3 of the water in the original. So 1/3 of the water overflows. 1/3. That is 1/3 of the total volume is equal to the volume of these 2 cones. That's it. This is the question. We're supposed to find out the volume of each cone. Simple. So this H is given. Radius will be 16.2. So volume of this entire vessel will be 1/3 pi r square h. That is 1/3 pi r square. 16/2 the whole square into h. You solve this further and you get this as the volume of the entire vessel. But 1/3 flows out. So I'm submerging 2 equal solid cones. Remember, it is not one solid cone, 2 equal solid cones. 1/3 of the water flows out. So volume of 2 equal solid cones submerged will be volume of water that overflows. So can we say here 1/3 of the total volume, that is 1/3 into the total volume, is this. And this exactly is the volume of 2 cones. So what will be the volume of one cone? So volume of one cone will be 916.46 divided by 2, and that gives you 458.23 cubic centimeter, right? So this is cubic centimeter, or you can write down centimeter cube. So this is the final answer. So I hope this is clear to all of you. Very simple and a straightforward question as well. Easy. Let's continue further. The next question says, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Find the angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. A very easy question, asked for 4 marks. We're supposed to find out each angle of the cyclic quadrilateral here. So if you see this figure, we know that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. right? Opposite angles, right? Opposite angles are supplementary. So if I say opposite angles are supplementary, here can I say B plus D is going to be 180 and A plus C is also going to be 180. So B plus D is 180 and A plus C is also 180, right? Let us do that and you'll get the answer. So very simple. So here angle A is 4y plus 20 and angle C, okay, angle B is 3y minus 5, angle C is minus 4x, angle D is minus 7x plus 5. A plus C is 180, we can add them. So 4y plus 20 minus 4x is equal to 180. This becomes minus 4x plus 4y is equal to 160. If I divide by 4, you get y minus x is equal to 40. This is equation number 1. Also add this equal to 180. See what you get here. So once I do that, b plus d is 180. So here I get 3y minus 5 plus minus 7x plus 5 is equal to 180. So that gives you minus 7x plus 3y is equal to 180. Correct? This is your equation number 2. Now once you have equation number 1 and equation number 2, what you can do is, from equation 1, y is equal to x plus 40, right? So you can put, see here y is equal to x plus 40. You can put x plus 40 here. So 3 into x plus 40, this was y, minus 7x. 3 into 40 is 120. 120 plus 3x minus 7x is equal to 180. So 120 minus 4x is equal to 180. So 4x is equal to minus 60. So x will be equal to 15 degrees. X is minus 15 degrees, sorry. Negative value, but there if you see, we need 4x. So what will be y? Y is 40 plus x, that is 40 minus 15, which is 25. So we can find out a and c now. We can find out all the values. So a is 4y plus 20. That is 4 into 25 plus 20. That is going to give you 120. C is minus, okay, B is 3y minus 5. Y is 25. That will give you 70. Easy. C is minus 4x. X is minus 15. So minus 4 into minus 15 is plus 60. Correct? So this is 60 degrees. And then D. D is how much? D is minus 7x plus 5. X is minus 15. So that is minus 7 into minus 15 plus 5. And that is 105 plus 5 is 110. We got all the answers. And if you see, now if you want to cross check whether your answer is right or wrong, see A is how much? A is 120 and C is 60. 120 and 60. They are opposite. A and C are opposite. What is the total? 180. This is correct. B and D. How much was B? B is 70, D is 110. B is 70, D is 110. That is also 180. B and D. Sorry, this one. So yeah, our answer is correct because opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. And this we already know. Correct? Perfect. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says, the following bill shows the GST rate and the marked price. So this is telling us the rate of GST and the marked price of the items. So we have the LED and we have MP4, correct? And the rate of GST is also given to us. So the question says, find the total amount to be paid for the above bill. So we are supposed to find out the total amount to be paid. Very easy question, asked for 3 marks. Firstly, this is the marked price. This is the rate of GST. We'll find out the actual GST, add it to the marked price, and that will give you the final price. Simple. let's talk about the rate of GST over here for LED TV. So obviously the CGST and SGST will be 14% each, because if 28% is the rate of GST, 28% is the rate of GST, CGST is going to be 14%, SGST is going to be 14%, correct? So that gives you 1960 each. And then CGST and SGST for MP4, because it was 18% each, we'll split it into 99%. Ideally, we can do it directly 18%. That's not a problem. They have not told us to find out CGST, SGST separately. You can directly do that. So finally, the total amount will be 14,000. The actual price of the LED, 1,960, which is the CGST, 1,960, which is the SGST, 6,000, which is the actual price of the MP4, and CGST, SGST. Add it, you get the final answer. That's easy. So 25,000 rupees is the total bill amount. This is the total bill amount of the final bill. I hope this question is clear and easy to all of you. Perfect. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says solve the quadratic equation 4x square minus 5x minus 3 is equal to 0 and express the answer correct up to 2 decimal places. Whenever they tell you this, always remember splitting is not possible. Splitting is difficult, I can say, rather than saying not possible. Because if you see the last term, 4 into 3 is minus 12. And if you see the middle term, that is minus 5. So it is very difficult to split. Right? So in such cases, always use formula method. Always use formula method. So here we have 4x square minus 5x minus 3. So if I compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, I get the values of a, b and c. A is 4, b is minus 5, c is minus 3, correct? Now we'll find out d first. D is b square minus 4ac. So that is minus 5 square minus 4 into a into c, into a is 4 into c is minus 3. That is 25, and minus minus becomes plus. 4 4 is the 16, 16 3 is the 48. So d becomes 73, correct? Once you get the value of d as 73, now you can easily find out by using quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is given by what? X is equal to minus b plus or minus root d by 2a. So minus b, that is minus of minus 5, which is 5. D, as we know, is 73, and 2a, that is 2 into 4. So that is further 5 plus under root 73 by 8. Under root 73, we need to get it up to 2 decimal places, correct? So whenever you take the square root, you can go by the square root method. I'm just telling you one problem based on this. Under root 73 up to 2 decimal places. So you start with this part, that is, if you have 73, you'll get 8 8s are 64. Put 0 0 and put a bar, right? So once you subtract this, you get 9, and this is 0 0. So this is 8 plus 8, that is 16. You put 5 here, you put dot and 5 here, because after the decimal we are exceeding. So 165 into 5. 160 into 5 is 800, and 5 is a 25. So 825, correct? This becomes 75. Then these two zeros will come down. This is 5 and this is 170. So I need to take 4 here. 1704 into 4, 17 4 is 68, so 6816, which is the closest one, right? And then that goes ahead. Doesn't matter, you can stop here. So 8.54. And then that is 5 plus 8.54 by 8. And this is 5 minus 8.54 by 8. And that gives you 13.54 by 8 and then minus 3.54 by 8. That is x is equal to 1.69 and x is equal to minus 0.44. And that is the final answer. Simple. Let's have a look at a new question. It says, find the mode of the following distribution by drawing a histogram. So we are supposed to find out the mode of the following distribution by drawing a histogram. So we are going to draw a histogram and then find out the mode. So the mid value and the frequency is given, correct? We are also supposed to state the modal class. So we are supposed to state the modal class, right? Okay. So the mid values and the frequency is given. So we can find out the class size. Now understand this. How do we find out the class size? These are the mid values. So 18 minus 12 is 6. 24 minus 18 is 6. 30 minus 24 is 6. 36 minus 30 is 6. This is 6. This is 6. So definitely the class size H is 6. So we are supposed to find the lower limit of the class interval. How do we do that? We subtract h by 2 to the mid value. H is 6, that is 6 by 2 to the mid value. And we will add h by 2 to the mid value. So here the mid value is 18. H is 6. We'll take h by 2. That is 6 by 2. 6 by 2 is 3. We'll subtract 3 from 18. You get 15. You add 3 to 18. You get 21. So that is how you get 15 to 21. The next mid value was 24. You subtract 3. You add 3. If you subtract 3, you get 21. You add 3, you get 27. So you get 21 to 27. And so on. So this logic I hope you have understood. So once you get this, now you will get the class intervals. So all the way from 9 to 15, 15 to 21, 21 to 27, 27 to 33, 33 to 39, 39 to 45 and 45 to 51. And the corresponding frequencies are also given to us, correct? Now we are supposed to construct histogram. So this is already a continuous class interval. So to plot the continuous class interval, there is no problem at all. We can easily do it. So on the x-axis, we are taking 2 cm is equal to 6, and on the y-axis, we are taking 1 cm is equal to 2. Correct? So here it is. We have constructed histogram 9 to 15. See, it's easy. 9 to 15 is 20. 9 to 15, you have a kink here because it directly does not start from 0, starts from 9. So always place this first. Y-axis, x-axis, class interval here, frequency here. 9 to 15 is 20, 15 to 21 is 12, and so on. Mode. Now we are supposed to find out mode. How do we find out mode? Mode is highest frequency. Highest. So which class interval has highest frequency? The class interval, this, isn't it? So 27 to 33. If you see, this is the model class. The model class is 27 to 33, correct? So after taking this, draw from A to B, draw from C to D. Whatever point you get in the middle, just draw a perpendicular. And this point over here, 33, is nothing but, it's not 33, but let's see. Okay, they did not tell us to find out the mode, so it doesn't matter. 27 to 33 is the model class. And anyway, see, this is 27, this is 33. It is slightly closer to 33, so approximately 31 or something will get. Obviously, I don't have a graph paper right now, but the mode will be between 27 to 33. Clear? So let's have a look at a new question now. It says the equation of the line is given. It meets the x-axis at point A and the y-axis at point B. Find the coordinates of A and B, and then the length of the intercept AB cut by the line within the coordinate axis. So this was asked for 3 marks. So firstly, for point A, the value of y is 0, correct? And the equation of the line is 8x minus 6y plus 24. Let me just write it down here. 8x minus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0. So the equation of the line is given 8x minus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0. It meets the x-axis. It meets the x-axis at point A. So there is a line that meets the x-axis, right? So this is the x-axis, which is the horizontal line, and this is our line, which is 8x minus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0. This line meets the x-axis at point A, right? And y-axis at point B. So suppose if this is the y-axis, it meets the y-axis at point B. So x-axis at point A, y-axis at point B. We are supposed to find out the coordinates of A and B. Now remember one thing, if this is y-axis, this will be 0, y. If this is x-axis, this will be x, 0, right? The coordinate of point A, y coordinate of point A will be 0, and the x coordinate of point B is also going to be 0. Second is the length of the intercept AB cut by the line within the coordinate axis. So we are supposed to find out the length of AB. That is, we are supposed to find out the distance between A and B. Correct? Okay. So we know that for point A, which lies on the x-axis, the value of y is going to be 0. What is the equation of line? Equation of line is 8x minus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0. Put y as 0 here. Simple. If y is 0, I get 8x plus 24 is equal to 0. 24 on the other side, 8x is equal to minus 24, x is equal to minus 3. So the value of x is minus 3. Now we know that for point B, okay, so point A will be minus 3, 0, right? Because this lies on the x-axis. So y is 0. And similarly, for point B, which lies on the y-axis, the value of x will be 0. So put x as 0 here. I'll get 8 into 0 minus 6 into y plus 24 is equal to 0. So this becomes minus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0, and then I get minus 6y is equal to minus 24, and then minus gets cancelled, y is equal to 24 divided by 6, and y will be equal to 4. Correct? So the value of y that I get is 4. I hope this part is also clear. Easy. Let's continue. And then obviously this point lies on the y-axis. So you can see that x is 0. X is 0. Okay. So we got 2 points now, point A and point B. Now we can use distance formula, isn't it? We can use distance formula to find out the distance between these 2 points. So what is distance formula? Distance formula is AB is equal to under root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So AB is equal to under root x2 minus x1, that is 0 minus minus 3 the whole square, 0 plus 3 the whole square, and 4 minus 0 the whole square. So that is equal to 0 plus 3 is 9, 0 plus 3 is 3, 3 square is 9, and 4 minus 0 is 4, 4 square is 16. So AB will be equal to under root 25. Under root 25 is 5. The value of AB that we get is 5. That is distance between points A and B is 5 units. Easy question. So if I go to the figure that we have drawn initially, we can say that this distance is 5 units. So we got A, which is minus 3, 0, we got B, which is 0, 4, and then we could easily find out the distance between 2 points with the help of distance formula. Perfect? Okay, let's continue further. So let's have a look at a new question. It says, this is based on trigonometry, that is 1 plus sec theta by sec theta is equal to sine square theta by 1 minus cos theta. So simple question, this was asked for 3 marks. Whenever we have question based on proving, we pick up the left hand side, that is the LHS, we solve it and we try to get the RHS. So LHS is 1 plus sec theta by sec theta. Now understand, sec theta, what is the reciprocal of sec? Cos. So I can write down sec theta is 1 by cos theta. What is the reciprocal of sec? Again cos. So instead of sec I have written 1 by cos. Now you cross multiply, or better you say you take the LCM here. So I get 1 plus cos theta by cos theta, right? 1 plus cos theta by cos theta, the whole by 1 by cos theta. So this is the shortcut in which they have written. So this will be actually like this, cos theta plus 1 by cos theta, the whole by 1 by cos theta. So I can cancel cos theta, cos theta. So ultimately I get cos theta plus 1. Now what you can do is, you can solve the right hand side separately. There are two ways of doing it, either you multiply this with the conjugate or you take the right hand side separately, that is your choice. So see, you have taken the conjugate, that is cos theta plus 1, you multiply this by, understand, cos theta plus 1 we have. Can I write down cos theta plus 1 as 1 plus cos theta? In the denominator you want 1 minus cos theta. So put 1 minus cos theta and again multiply by 1 minus cos theta. That is exactly what they have done there. And that's it. A plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. That gives you 1 minus cos square theta by 1 minus cos theta. Now we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So 1 minus cos square theta is sine square theta. So instead of 1 minus cos square theta, you can write down sine square theta. And ultimately, you get the RHS as sine square theta by 1 minus cos theta. Correct? I hope this part is clear to all of you. Easy, simple and straightforward. Perfect, then let's continue. Let's have a look at a new question. So the question says, this was asked for 4 marks. Easy question. In an AP, if the 5th and 12th terms, if the 5th term is 30, that is A5 is 30, and the 12th term is 65, that is A12 is 65, what is the sum of first 30 terms? We are supposed to find out sum of the first 30 terms, that is S30. So what we are going to do is, we are going to take the first term as A and let us take the common difference as D, right? So 5th term, that is A5. A5 is 30. A5 means what? A plus 4D, isn't it? Firstly, we know the formula, right? An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So if I put 5 over here, I have to put 5 over here. So A5 will be A plus 5 minus 1, which is 4. So A plus 4D will be 30 and this will become A plus 11D. That is 65, correct? Okay. So A plus 4D is 30 and then A plus 11D is 65. So we have these two equations. We can solve them simultaneously. Subtract the two equations to get rid of A, right? So solving equations 1 and 2, 65 minus 30, that is subtracting 2 and 1. 65 minus 30, A gets cancelled. 11D minus 4D is 7D. So this is 35 is equal to 70 because A is getting cancelled here. So D will be 35 divided by 7, which is 5. The value of D that we get is 5. Once you get the value of D, you can substitute again to get the value of A. So we know that A plus 4D is 30. but D is 5. So A plus 4 into 5 is 30. So A plus 20 is equal to 30. So A will be equal to 10. The value of A that you get is 10. Correct? Okay. So now we can say that A is 10 and D is 5. The value of A is 10 and the value of D is 5. We are supposed to find out the sum of first 30 terms. So we are supposed to find out S30. Correct? So what will be S30? Firstly, we need to know the formula for Sn. Sn is what? Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Correct? N is 30, a is 10, d is 5. That's it. Put the values. So this becomes 15, 2 into 10 is 20 plus 29 5s are 145. So this becomes 15 into 165 and 15 into 165 becomes 2475. So the sum of the first 30 terms is 2475. Clear? Easy? I hope you have understood this question. Very simple. Firstly, we found out the value of A, then we found out the value of D, and then easily we have found out the sum of the first 30 terms. Correct? Okay. Let's have a look at a new question now. Understand this question. The question says, there are three matrices A, B and C. We are supposed to evaluate the value of AB plus 3C. Now what is the meaning of AB? AB means A multiplied by matrix B, correct? And then 3C. So with this we are supposed to multiply a scalar 3, which is easy. So let's focus on AB first. AB, how do we multiply? First row with first column. So 3 into 0 plus 7 into 5. Then first row with second column, 3 into 2 plus 7 into 3. Then second row with first column, 2 into 0 plus 4 into 2 into 0 plus 4 into 5, and then 2 into 2 plus 4 into 3. So let us put it here. We have done it directly, no problem. So this is 3 into 0, 0, 7 into 5, 35, 3 into 2, 6, 7 into 3, 21, 2 into 0, 0, 4 into 5, 20, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3, 12. This is your AB. Easy. Now 3C. So you multiply this 3 with each and every term inside. So what will happen? AB plus 3C. AB is already here. 3C we are still yet to do. So 3 multiply here. 3 minus 15 minus 12, 18. Correct? Now corresponding terms you need to add 35 and 3, 38, 27 minus 15, 12, 20 minus 12, 8, 16 plus 18 is 34. Let's see. Here it is. So 38, 12, 8, 34. That is the final answer. Easy question based on matrices. In matrices, you will find two questions always in the board examination. Two questions that are definitely going to ask you. Something like this, easy one, like addition, subtraction, basic, and some can be complex, like multiplication. Okay. So let's have a look at a new question now. It says, A, B, C are 3 points on the circle with center O, correct? So let's see if the figure is given to us. Okay. Yeah, A, B, C are 3 points. A, B, C are 3 points on the circle with center O. The tangent at C meets BA produced at T. Tangent at C meets BA produced at T. Given that ATC is 38 degrees, this is given. ACT is 42 degrees. Calculate the angle subtended by AB. Angle subtended by AB at the center. That means you are supposed to find out this angle. Correct? Okay. Let's continue. Now we already know that tangent is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact, right? This we already know. So can I say angle OCT? So if I join this OC, right, angle OCT, this entire angle will be 90 degrees, out of which the outer part is 42. So can I say angle OCA, this angle? This angle will be entire 90 minus 42, which gives me 48. So the angle inside over here is 48 degrees. Now we know that OC is equal to OA. If this angle is 48, this angle will also be 48, correct? Isn't it? Now we know that exterior angle is equal to sum of its remote interior angles, isn't it? Exterior angle is equal to sum of its remote interior angles. So which is the exterior angle? The exterior of CAB. Exterior of CAB will be 42 plus 38. When I say exterior of CAB, understand what we are trying to say. This is C, this is A, this is T. This is 42, this is 38. So we are talking about this entire angle, CAB. Exterior CAB will be 42 plus 38 and that will give me 80. So this entire angle will give me 80, out of which the inner part is 48. So the remaining part will be 32. Correct? So OAB is 32. So this part over here is 32. Now we know that the two radii are equal. So this will also be 32. 32 plus 32 is going to give me 64. So how much will be the central angle? 180 minus 64 and that is going to be 116. So angle AOB is going to be 116 degrees. You'll get to know this. Correct? So how did we start with? We started with constructing a radius, entire angle 90, outside 42, so inside 48. So this angle 48. The entire angle over here is exterior, that is 42 plus 38, 80. From 80, you subtract 48, you get 32. So the inner angle is 32. This angle becomes 32. 32 plus 32 is 64. So this angle becomes 116. Easy, simple, perfect. So let's have a look at one last question. It says, factorize the given polynomial completely using remainder theorem. So with the help of remainder theorem, and I hope you remember remainder theorem, right? That if x plus a is divided by this polynomial, then p of minus a is the remainder. So that's your remainder theorem. So the polynomial is already given to us. So firstly what we will do is, by trial and error method, let us put x as 1. We take all the factors of the last term. If I put x as 1, what do I get? I get 1 cube, instead of x put 1. 1 cube plus 10 into 1 square minus 37 into 1 plus 26. So 1 plus 10 plus 26 minus 37, 37 minus 37 is 0. Perfect. So here I can say now that x minus 1 is factor. Correct? And now you can divide it further. So once you divide the polynomial completely by x minus 1, keep dividing, you get the remainder 0 and you get this. Now you again factorize this. You again factorize this. Minus 26 is the last term. So definitely plus 13 minus 2, because in the middle you have plus 11. That is plus 13 minus 2. Correct? And that's it. You factorize that. And then you get plus 13 minus 2. You solve it further. Keep solving. till the time you get two factors, that is x plus 13, x minus 2. And anyways, x minus 1 with the help of remainder theorem, we have already done that. So we get three factors. Whenever we have a cubic polynomial, the number of factors are going to be 3. So I hope this was a fruitful session for all of you. You have understood what type of questions are generally asked in the ICSE board examination. We have solved the entire sample paper. We are going to solve one more sample paper later. So stay tuned. See you.